Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and I'm excited to share a first real highlight from this year's Sundance Film Festival with you. Carey Williams' comedy thriller Emergency is a movie you should definitely keep in mind for when it gets released sometime in the future. It is the feature-length version of his own short film by the same name, for which he won the Special Jury Award at Sundance in 2018. Both versions were written by Katie Davila, and I would describe this one as Booksmart meets Blindspotting with a touch of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. It's about these two young college friends Kunle and Sean, played by Donald Elise Watkins and RJ Seiler. They are about to graduate, but before they do that, they plan to complete a so-called legendary tour, attending 7 different parties in one legendary night. But what could be just an ordinary college comedy turns out to be quite different. When they make one last stop at home, for some unknown reason a young girl lies unconscious on their floor. Now, this could still be some dark comedy, and it is, but it's also something more, because Kunle and Sean are two young black guys, and calling the cops in that situation could have very dangerous and even life-threatening consequences. So they don't, but instead decide to handle the situation on their own, which, no surprise, won't go that smoothly. Emergency unfolds over the course of only one night, and director Carey Williams is able to charge his film with so much comedy but also real tension. There's this really pointed beginning scene when a teacher is using the N-word in a lecture that's quite perfectly setting the satirical and dark tone for the rest of the film. And we also immediately get a great feeling for our two main characters and their friendship. Both Donald Elise Watkins and RJ Seiler, who was also fantastic in last year's The Harder They Fall, are really strong and their banter feels so natural. It's a great dynamic with Kunle being this straight-A college student, both his parents having an academic background, and Sean being this street smarts or wannabe street smarts guy who, to oversimplify it, has to remind his best friend that they are black and that comes with a very different experience. Their friendship is the heart of the film, and like I mentioned, it is very reminiscent of Booksmart. They are also joined by a third friend, Carlos, played by Sebastian Chacon, who is more than once stealing the show as this endlessly sad-looking guy you just want to give a hug. He reminded me a little bit of Eddie Redmayne or the young Adam Sandler, and he's really just adorable. The movie has nice comedic beats and also a very high amount of well-placed funny reaction shots. And as you expect, the situation is going from bad to worse. Especially when the sister of the passed out girl, her best friend and that friend's party date spot our protagonists and think that they have kidnapped her. And this is why I said it also has this Tucker and Dale vs. Evil element. Reading a situation completely wrong, and in this case reinforced by racist undertones. Emergency does a really good job balancing the comedy and the very real dangers that people of color unfortunately have to face in situations like these. My only criticism would be that I think it's a tad too long and that it loses some of its visual appeal later on. A majority of the movie takes place at night and some of it looks fairly murky and uninteresting. Thankfully, the movie is really able to shine at the very end because the emotions feel so real and earned, and it's not afraid to show a lot of really genuine tears. Something that certainly distinguishes it from a normal comedy. But then again, this isn't just a normal comedy. I give Emergency 8 out of 10. It's more like 7.5, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it for today. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd and also on Patreon, simply at @TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for Laugh to Tell.